wire body earrings. They take about 10 minutes or so from start to finish. So let's get into it. So these earrings are very easy to make. You need 2 pieces of 8-inch 18 gauge square wire, and optionally a piece of 30 gauge round wire with 2 small beads. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that our wires are nice and flat and straight with no crazy curves. Okay. And then we will take our pliers and we will create a little loop at one end. Okay. So we're going to go all the way around like this. And we're going to secure that wire down. I'm going to kind of make that more of a 90-degree there. Okay. We're going to clip this tail off. Now these earrings, you could, if you wanted to, draw out the outline that you're trying to go for, and then just bend your wire into place from there. I like to kind of freeform these a little bit more, just because then they're all a little bit different. So the first thing we're going to do is about 1/2 inch down. We're going to make our first little curve and turn it into like a teardrop shape, okay? So it'll look like this. Then take your first plier, or your pliers, and pinch right there. You can do it a little shorter, a little longer. This part, like I said, they're all going to be a little bit different. It's just the main shape that we're going for, okay? And then I'll usually pinch them close. I pinch this tight together, and then do the same teardrop shape here. Okay. It's okay if they're lopsided. They don't have to be perfect. Okay. So now we have this shape. From there, we will pinch our wire in line with the tip of here. Bend it down so that this wire is going back the way it came, okay? So we're going to gently, so we don't mar the wire, pinch them together like this. Okay? So it'll look like this from the front, okay? So then we can give it a gentle bend out and back in, and then take our pliers, and when you see the length that you want them to be, give it a hard 90-degree bend right there, like that. Okay, so now we have this shape. From there, line up with the center here, another hard 90-degree, up like this. And you're going to make this sort of a shape. Okay, and then bend it back towards itself. We're basically making a little Y shape right here. Like that. Bend it back. Now we have this shape. You can always make any of the shapes or bends, divots, a little bit steeper if you like. Okay, so then here we will do a hard bend so that it lines up with the base of the other side there. And then we want it to go up, so we're going to grab it. Not sure if you're getting any twists to straighten them out. Okay. Up. Okay. There we go. And then you have two choices. You can either attach it right here at the base, or you can run it up along the side of the wire. I'm going to attach it down here at the base, like so. Okay, and clip it. And gently bend it in. Okay. And then you can shape everything. If anything isn't exactly where you want it to be, you can wiggle it around a bit. And there you go. There is silhouette number 1. Here is where you could take that optional 30 gauge round wire and attach it here, and then put a bead, wrap up, go across, do a bead, go over there. I worry if I do that on this video, it's going to get me into trouble, so I'm not going to do that. So here is side number 1. Once it is done, you can get your earring hook, open it up on the back like that, slip the front side onto the hook, close it up, earring number 1. Okay, so then for earring number 2, we will do the same thing where we will make our loop up at the top. Okay, now that we have that, I'm gonna straighten that out so that it's like this instead of curved the way that it was. Okay, so then what we'll do is we will give it about 3/4 of an inch down. We'll give it a hard bend, straight back up, pinch it tight all the way up. Okay, and then here, where it's nice and tight, I will bend it sideways and then curve it down. So we have this kind of a shape. At the base of this little point, I'm going to curve it like this, almost like a violin or a guitar shape here. Okay, and then at the length we want it to be at the end, I will give it a hard 90 degree. And then when it's lined up with the base, or with this point, another hard 90 degree. And then from there, I will do kind of like this Y shape, but it's going to be more of a trident. So it'll have a little part that goes up in the middle. And then I will pinch these all nice and tight together. Ouch. Try to include my finger in the design, I guess. Hope that I have enough wire to make it back up to the top here. Okay, 90 degrees. Ooh, we're gonna be close. I can always make this a little bit smaller on that side, I guess. Okay, curve, back out, curve, and then we have just enough to bend it and hook it to the original wire. You can fidget with it, Get everything exactly the way you want it to be. I want this curve right here to be a little bit more pronounced. Kind of look like she's leaning, being like that. So now you have your 2 earrings. These are probably one of my most requested earrings, honestly. I get an order for these at least every couple of days. Yeah. Pair of quick 10-minute earrings. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. And if you have any questions regarding this design, feel free to leave a comment and I will answer anything I can down below. Have a great day.